Hello everyone and welcome back to Through Africa. I am your host Mercy Bamigbola. Today we bring you two of the most important events in the continent. Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has arrived in Turkey, where he is holding high-level talks with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. For Nigeria, the visit comes amid efforts to tackle insecurity, economic reform, and youth unemployment. Turkey, which has expanded its influence across Africa in recent years, is positioning itself as a key partner in defense, infrastructure, and technical education. Security is a major focus of these talks, with discussions around counter-terrorism, defense training, and intelligence cooperation. Economic engagement is also on the agenda, including Turkish investment in Nigeria's manufacturing, construction, and energy sectors. Education is another key pillar. Both leaders are exploring ways to strengthen scholarship programs, university partnerships, and vocational trainings, especially for Nigerian youth. Politically, the visit signals Nigeria's push to diversify its global partnerships. A series of key agreements aimed at strengthening cooperation across major sectors have been signed. These include partnerships in culture and tourism, diaspora affairs, media and communications, higher education. Both countries also agreed to work together on halal quality infrastructure, strengthening accreditation systems and standards. In the area of diplomacy, Turkey's Diplomacy Academy and Nigeria's Foreign Service Academy will collaborate on training and capacity building. Social development is another major focus, with a new agreement between Turkey's Ministry of Family and Social Services and Nigeria's Ministry of Women Affairs signed. On security, both governments signed a defense cooperation agreement to enhance collaboration. To support trade and investment, the two countries also adopted a joint declaration establishing a joint economic and trade commission. AFROTURK TV conducted an interview with Senator John Iwan Eno, the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, and Abike Dabiri Erewa, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. You're welcome to AFROTURK TV, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
We know that this visit to Turkey is a very historical one for Nigeria. What would you say is the main importance in terms of trade to Nigeria?
Well, I think that a visit of this nature, engenders and facilitates, economic and trade cooperation between the two countries. So for us as a country, that's about the most important. The fact that it gives Nigeria an opportunity to sit together with Turkey in an environment where we can actually discuss economic and trade cooperation and see how we can get that strengthened in terms of the relationship between the two countries. Which, by the way, started, long ago, as early as when Nigeria achieved independence. I mean, both countries have quite some strong, variables. Both are hugely populated. I mean, both have a strong, youth population. I think that, for Turkey, the fact that it's been able to enable and grow its manufacturing and industrial base, gives Nigeria quite some attraction in terms, because that is what our future is. Because we have a new Nigerian industrial policy, which is, its focus is on accelerating diversification and all of that. So that's it.
So, Istanbul we consider it the gateway in terms of trade, even in Turkey. And then we know Lagos, a lot of people know Lagos as a very commercial city. How would you evaluate, the relationship that we've had between Istanbul and Lagos so far?
Well, like you said, for both countries, whereas Istanbul is the commercial nerve center of Turkey, Lagos is for Nigeria. Lagos controls about, a huge percentage of Nigeria's, GDP and all of that productive activities. So also with Istanbul. So there is shared, the Nigeria-Turkey, business, council, I believe that is very enabling of these two cities, because, no development industrially and trade-wise can actually take place in isolation of these two cities, Istanbul and Lagos.
You're welcome, Matt, to AFROTURK TV.
Thank you.
This visit, what would you say is the importance of a visit like this to Turkey?
Number one is it will deepen the relationship between Turkey and Nigeria, a very good business relationship, and government to government, people to people. In Turkey, we have well over 5,000 Nigerian students, and in Northern Cyprus, almost the same amount. And we have a high number of professionals here in Turkey. So deepening that relationship is very important. And we have to look forward to this kind of relationship, not just looking forward to the normal partners. So this is very important, and a lot of significant MOUs will be signed between both countries. So it's about relationship, it's about businesses, it's about encouraging one another. So as chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, I'm excited because we also have an MOU to sign. The first time actually that the commission will be signing an MOU with its counterpart in another country. So we look forward to this relationship, and there's so much we can do together. We have similarities, Nigeria, Turkey. Even this, we call this Ashoke, your own kind of outfit like this, similar to this. And so there's so much cultural collaboration, economic collaboration, and a whole lot of things will come out of this trip.
Definitely. So for the students, I actually came here as a student myself, and I started work here. What would you say you see as the future of this collaboration in terms of education specifically?
Yeah, education is a key aspect of what we're talking about, and that will be deepened as we, like I said, there are quite a number of students here that are studying here, but beyond your studies, what next? Are you going to be working here? Are you going to come back home? What happens to those students? We have cases of students in Northern Cyprus that have had issues, getting into trouble. Those are things we need to look at. So yes, deepening education is also very important. So what kind of studies, what kind of encouragement, what kind of scholarship, what kind of capacity building, what kind of training, but also remember that it should be a symbiotic relationship, working together, not a dominant partner, but equal partnership. And that's what we look forward to. And for you Nigerian students who are here in Turkey, school day, if you get your jobs properly, it's fine. But don't forget home. Always make sure you look back home, see what you can do. We have a lot of programs and activities for the diaspora. So make sure you look back home and be part of the programs of your country. And be the #1 ambassadors of Nigeria wherever you find yourselves. So here in Turkey, behave properly. Show the best side of Nigeria. Be good ambassadors. Show them who we are. Hospitable, friendly, energetic, hardworking. That's who we are as Nigerians wherever we are. You all represent that here. So this visit will deepen more of that, more engagement, better engagement, and more of working together as two amazing countries.
Now, severe flooding in Mozambique continues to devastate the country as weeks of relentless rain have submerged entire towns, cut off major roads, and displaced hundreds and thousands of people, making this one of the worst natural disasters the country has faced in years. According to relief agencies, more than 640,000 people have been affected, with entire settlements underwater across southern provinces like Gaza and Maputo, prompting a massive rescue effort using boats, helicopters, and ground teams to reach isolated communities. The humanitarian crisis has drawn a regional response, with the Southern African Development Community deploying its emergency response team to assist both Mozambique and neighboring South Africa in coordinating relief and impact assessments and early recovery planning. Countries affected by the heavy rains have seen flooding destroy infrastructure, homes, schools, and health centers, while access to clean water and essential services remain limited. The Mozambican government has appealed for international support, estimating it needs more than $100 million to assist displaced households with food, shelter, and medical supplies, and has activated dozens of accommodation centers for those forced from their homes. Aid agencies and the World Health Organization warn that the risk of waterborne diseases like cholera and outbreaks of malaria is rising as people live in crowded temporary shelters with limited sanitation. With rescue operations ongoing and major transport routes still flooded, the focus remains on saving lives, reaching isolated communities, and delivering urgent humanitarian aid amid one of the most severe flooding events in the region in recent memory. And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode of Through Africa. You can follow us on all our social media platforms as AFROTURK TV. Again, this is Through Africa, and I am your host, Mercy Bamigbola. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.